Hey guys, welcome back. In this video, I'm going to be covering Euro USD, trading the 4-hour, 15-minute order block strategy. Just for something different for you guys, at the start of the video, I break it down simply in a simplistic form, the basics to the strategy, what I'm looking for, and how I trade it. And then I show you that on live charts on Euro USD. And even with all the chaos this week that I backtested, 9, I think, red news events causing huge amounts of volatility in the market, we still managed to make really good profit, and with a trade percentage there of almost 40 RR. So stick around, you're going to learn a lot, and enjoy. I want to go through a very simplistic version of the two types of trades I'm generally looking for. I'm looking for continuation trades that we have on the left. So, okay, it works for an uptrend or downtrend. I'm entering on the 15-minute time frame, so that's what's important to me. We've had a 15-minute breaker structure. We push up, and we're looking to get in somewhere in the discount zone. A lot of the time, the extreme is the best area to get in. So that's what I've marked there. It's not always where it rejects, but any really valid points of interest or OBs within this discount area, the green area, that's what I'm looking to trade from and take it to the next breaker structure and just continue that up until we potentially get to another type of trade. What I do is I use the 4-hour, the daily, and the 15-minute together, but I mainly focus on the 4-hour in terms of my high time frame points of interest. So say we've got a 4-hour point of interest that we've identified on the 4-hour time frame. Okay, so it's obviously picked up our rule, it's swept liquidity, it's broken structure or caused shock on the 4-hour time frame. It's got imbalance generally below, and it's looking really good. So our 15-minute market is moving up, breaker structure, bullishly into our bearish 4-hour point of interest. We then get what we refer to as a chock, where we close and break the last low that led to the high that took out liquidity on this side. We then look for, generally, we draw up our premium and discount zone as well on that leg. And so we're looking for any valid POIs in this discount area to take shorts from, down to potentially the 15-minute demands if we're in a 4-hour uptrend, or if we're in a 4-hour downtrend, we could take it really far, like essentially to the next 4-hour break of structure. So that's where it gets a little bit more complicated, but this is the basics on the 15 minutes. Where it does get a bit more advanced is determining the high time frame analysis and your take profits, which hopefully I can clear that up on some live charts. It's quite tricky to obviously go through that on drawn up charts. So I'm going to jump into it now, but if you have any questions at all about that or confused at all, let me know. Put in the comments. If you want me to test any other pairs as well, I'm happy to do that. I really want some suggestions. What are you guys trading right now? Are you using the order block strategy? Are you using something else? I'd love to, put this to the test and see if we can get it going on some other pairs as well. So I'm just going to delete this here. Okay, and scroll across. I've already put it in replay mode. So we are from the end of the 9th. So essentially what we're going to do, I'm just going to jump straight into it and start doing my top-down analysis. You'll see a few things on the charts. I just got my imbalances highlighted on the, I got a sessions that just highlights the different trading sessions, and I use this to help me with mark up my market structure. I suggest you really go dive deep and learn the market structure. Just use this as an aid, because I don't always agree with it, and it's not like the be and end all, because it doesn't identify internal structures, which sometimes a lot of times I do take trades off as well. So let's just get started anyway. Daily breaker structure. We've been messing around in this for quite a while, so I'll put in the timestamp so you guys can skip ahead if you want, but just for anyone watching the first time, I wanted to keep this in there. If you're interested, I have other videos that go into a bit more deep of my highs and lows that I mark out, how I pick my points of interest, a little bit more detail. I'll put those descriptions and links in the comments, in the description below, sorry. So then I started my daily. Okay, so you see this huge bearish, this huge bearish candle on the daily that swept liquidity and then led to the first break of structure, and is the extreme area of interest on this daily leg that completely broke structure. So what we marked up last time, we filled all this imbalance. I'm not going to mark it up again. Essentially, we had as well, didn't notice before, a daily chock, and now a daily internal break of structure. So this is what I mean. We have external, and then we've got internal that paints a picture for us as well. So I'll just go daily break of structure there. It's probably 4 hour as well, so I might leave it for that. But just so you're aware, how I'm looking at it. This would be the chalk. We're looking at this as the last sort of high led to a low that got broken and closed, how I explained before, just in the bullish scenario. And then we've now got a break and close above here. So we could say we're in confirmed, internal uptrend and an external uptrend. So let's jump in a bit further down to the 4 hour now, inside this daily demand. So, we're looking longs, essentially. Strength inside strength, it's looking bullish, which is good signs because that's what we're hoping for. So yeah, essentially, you can see I can mark this up as daily chalk. Could also be 4 hour chalk, but it's good to know that is it's like even on a high time frame, it makes it even more bullish. And then a daily breaker structure, which also could be the 4 hour time frame as well. So maybe I'll do that just because we're on the 4 hours, so people don't get confused. We've got a 4 hour chalk, and then now a 4 hour breaker structure. So we are confirmed bullish. So what we're looking at, we're now looking at internally, we've got a 4 hour low, which is strong, and a 4 hour high, which is weak high. We're expecting it to be taken, essentially. I'm not going to label it, just because it takes a bit more time. And so then what I showed you at the start, we do this on every time frame as well. Now we broke the structure, we're looking for a pullback. We've got our discount area here. We're looking for somewhere in the middle or below. The thing is, on the 4 hour, we don't take, you could, if you just wanted to take it on a higher time frame and not drop any lower, you could, what did I do? Don't have it there. Let me just do this. 4 hour premium discount. So we've got a 4 hour premium discount level if we want to mark it there. We don't really need to. We can keep this here. I don't know why I did that. And so then we're looking for points of interest. This swept some liquidity. We've got a push. It's sort of, I would say, the extreme, unmitigated. If you wanted to be safe, you could include this wick anyway. And then, we've got something here as well. We've got some sort of sweep here. So definitely somewhere to be an area to be aware of as well. See how we've got the lower low. Obviously, we do have a higher low, but it's probably some sort of 15-minute in there as well. So there are 4 hour areas in the discount zone that we're looking to take longs from once we get our 15-minute chalk. So essentially what we have here, I'll turn on this again because I like the way it draws up the 15. We've now, you see our big box here, that's on our 4 hours. We've now got a 15-minute, you can see it's written here, premium discount area. So it's looking pretty good for somewhere in this area or, to keep continuing because this is all pretty close together. So let's see, I can imagine we retrace to somewhere around here or in these zones and we can look for some sort of bullish chalk. At the moment, we had a bearish chalk on the 15, like I showed you in those diagrams at the start. And then after that, you would have been looking for, like I said, your order block out of here to then, so where's that 15? That's in the discount zone, swept liquidity, broke structure, somewhere around there. We've also got this down here, swept liquidity and broke structure. And by liquidity, I mean, areas that people would have put their stop losses, under these wicks. Usually it's like, people longing and they've got the stop loss here, people longing got their stop loss here. This is taking out all their stop losses and then someone with money has filled their longs with all the shorts, sells stop losses. And same thing here, taking out all these stop losses here on these little buys on smaller time frames, scalpers and whatnot. People trying to long late thinking we're going to break out and then they get stopped out and then it takes off. So that's what I mean by liquidity. I know there's a few probably good videos around YouTube on liquidity. I might make one myself if you need a better understanding of it. But essentially just, looking for, you can sort of see it. Nice lows here where there's wicks where people have bought it up and then, we've swept them all and then kept moving in the direction they wanted it to go. So essentially what we've got here, we're pretty much bullish. So we're just, if we get under here, we're just looking for longs exclusively. So let's just see, we'll let it play out. Okay, there we go. We're pushing in, we're in the discount zone. Let's see. I wouldn't really be looking for shorts anymore. So potentially, pretty sure oh no, actually I didn't do that one on the camera. We would have been like break of structure, looking for the extreme, shorting from that. Break of structure, looking for somewhere to short from up here, but it never came back. And then now we have like retraced into the discount zone. It's a bit low risk. I mean, high risk, low probability to keep shorting when we're all time frame. Well, yeah, internal 4-hour bullish, 15-minute bullish. Yeah, for what I mean. So because these is where we're looking for long. So let's see if we get some sort of shock. Okay, let's have a look. We had 15-minute shock. Let's see if there's anything available. So we're bullish. Okay. We would have one here. And the extreme. Really the two for me. Yeah, it's always when I'm recording. It goes super slow. So yeah, there's not much I can do about it, unfortunately. And we'll just mark up this top one for now. I think we'll just have it on the edge based on our rules of where we're entering on the 15 minutes. Got a short. I don't know what I'm doing. Still half asleep. Any coffee left? Let's try again. We want longs, people. All good. Losing my brain. Yeah, it's under 5. Well under 5. Probably could even include some of that imbalance, but that's not in the plan. We'll stick to the plan. We target the highs. And the rest, who knows what happens after that. Okay. Looks like does not want to come back. But we've got another break of structure here. This is our 15. Mark it up. Okay. What are we at? 9.9. So we go to the 50% line. Or 45 in this case, that we've been testing. There we are. Same target. Let's see how we go. Okay. We've just swept some liquidity up the top here. That's a bit tricky here, doesn't it? This would be our chock level. So close below that would probably have argument for shorts. We still have this pretty nice order block here, untested. What do we have here? Imbalance below. What we need to see is some sort of staggered approach. I'll mark out this imbalance here, guys, for you. Because you think about it, we've just swept all this liquidity up here. The market is always hunting for liquidity. And where is probably most of the liquidity sitting, or most of the stop losses right now if they haven't closed out? Right below this big wick. So unless we get some sort of zigzag down, like a staircase type thing, I'll draw it for you. Oh, I don't know. Let's do that. It's frustrating. That's not the draw tool. Here we go. Something like this. And then in. Could go for another run at it. Otherwise, I would probably leave it and wait for some sort of chock out of it. I want to start trialing with this and putting an order right, here, or having it in the middle and just covering the imbalance. But like, these types of entries would be crazy sniper. Say, okay, we think, okay, maybe we go like a pip under the imbalance or under the nearest order block that led to the imbalance type thing. So you got something like that. And then you're off. But at the moment, I'm just sort of waiting. If it comes straight back in, I'm waiting for some sort of chock is what I've started to develop now. But I'm also, I want to look at how it comes into it. So that's pretty key at the moment. Okay. We do have that chock, like we said. Probably do have what swept. That was a last nice sweep, like a little sweep there. So maybe I just mark it up like that. Might save some time, especially if my computer's so slow. I think it's time for a new computer. Maybe it's just the internet. Not really sure, to be honest. Don't know that enough about it. Whoop, don't know why I was over that far. Okay. Again, I think I'd probably just target this to start with. 5 hours, pretty nice if we did get tagged in. We're coming straight into it. We did have a push. Oof. Yep. Okay. There we are. Crazy. That'd be like an epic tag right there. We got that 1 point of liquidity. Also right on New York Open. Can get pretty dicey. But if we had got that 2nd point of liquidity, it might have been enough for New York to just sweep and hold these lows. But we've taken out liquidity from there. If we did take that trade, would be an epic trade right now. But let's see if we get a chance to. Not really that confident in this short anymore. Taking this liquidity. I'll leave it on for now. Okay. We've held this low. So that's the low we put on in the liquidity sweep. We've then worked our way down and held the low. We've since pushed up. Got like a tiny little chock here, but I think the chock's really confirmed over here. Honestly, generally I'm looking at a bit lower time frame, but the 15 works also. Just sometimes you can get some better sniper entries on a lower time frame, just better risk reward. This is a nice one, really nice chock, swept liquidity, pushed with the balance, broke there. Mark it out, 15 minute. I really think this is going to be on the edge. I don't. That's quite a small point of interest. I probably should zoom in. I don't know how it looks on camera. I just have a big screen, so I think it looks. Whoa, maybe that's too much. So it doesn't look too bad for me, but when I look back on the recording, maybe it's a little bit too small. Sorry, guys. Let's keep trying this. Okay. Try that again. Maybe you can see it a bit better now. It's not that good, but my computer's so slow. It's like I'm dragging it in slow motion. Okay, yeah, it's under 5. Same target, I guess. I don't know. We had this, but it's just a 15-minute chock. Not a 4-hour chock. We've held the low and taken another chock. Bullish. We're bullish in all time frames, so it's hard for me to not be bullish. I want to be quite aggressive here. Okay. Nothing's looking. I'm still pretty happy with that. We've sort of just pushed up. There's still that imbalance there. We still swept liquidity. Okay, we're over into Australian session. Asia session. Okay, potentially this could act as like a bit of a push back down. Don't really see it as like a valid, considering we never got like a close below this low, which is the last like sort of 15 leg, like 15 low here. Yeah, I'm still happy with this. Okay, we're just pumping on Asia. Classic. Sort of feels like every time I want it to come back, Asia just pumps. And then every time that I want it to pump, Asia just ranges. It's classic stitch up. Let's see if there was anything here. Got the confirmation of the bullish momentum. It's all pretty like little there, but it would have been swept. There's nothing really that clean here. All right, let me zoom in a little bit more. Maybe you guys can get a better, see it a bit better. You can see sort of this imbalance. It's not really a flip zone or anything like that, I guess. It's sort of just like grinding up here. The only thing it was the Asia Open, so we've like retested it or swept it slightly and then moved up. Then we had a next type of break, not really broken till up here. And then, yeah, we just ran off with it, really, at this point. And we've broken the high. So let's wait. We're looking probably the next candle close. Okay. Yeah, so pretty much, let's go to the 4 hour now that we've taken a 4 hour high with the body close. Okay, that might have revealed a bit too much, but well. So we had sweeps here, but it wasn't really that strong. It literally just gave us a 15-minute shock. Didn't give us any sort of lows broken, major lows being broken. We did sweep one low, but looks like we're in for a 4 hour break of structure. I'm just going to mark it in. Probably hasn't happened yet, but it's too late. We know about it. Sorry about that, guys. Oh no, okay, it's happened. And move back here, 15 high. I'll mark it out as well. This is like 15 break of structure as well. So pretty good break on all levels. Looks like this tiny little candle held here. It's not something I would have taken from. If I'm going to look at like one candle, I want, especially if a bearish pullback, I want it to have like a lower high and a lower low. This has got a higher, like even the wicks, this has got like a higher high and then a lower low. So it's kind of like not really that great for me. You know, I'd probably go something like this, but even that, you know, the imbalance below wasn't specifically a flip zone. It did switch some liquidity, but it's not really like that high probability for me. So yeah, plus, you know, that's the thing. Generally, I'll only take a flip zone if it looks really good, you know, if it ticks all the boxes, because like obviously you're continuing the trade in the premium zone, like we speak of. Oh, this is annoying. But that's like the one exception, because sometimes you get the flip zone if there's a big entity really wanting to push us high. We literally have like this, it pulls back, sweeps a little bit of liquidity, smashes up, breaks us with imbalance, then pulls the market back, fills his bags again, and then pumps us up again. So, you know, it's just all this like crap in the middle. I'm not really that interested in, because I know the extreme plays out so often that, you know, if you're getting wrecked on all these like low probability ones, it can sometimes be detrimental to your R&R at the end and sometimes give you some fear, you know. So you've taken every one of these 1, 2, 3, 4, you know, and you've just lost 3, you know, like how's your mentality when you're coming to the 4th? I'm running some data, running some studies right now on even just trading the flip zones and the extreme. And it's looking pretty good, to be honest. Very high win rate. You've got to be patient, obviously, but it's something I might move forward with, like sort of, like full time, I guess, on that type of just trading these particular ones. But I'll see how it goes. I'll keep pushing with this backtesting and maybe try that as well, and see if there's any other valid ones that I can see that aren't the flip zone or the extreme. But let's keep going. Okay. Obviously, we're going to see some interesting stuff. We've got the London Open now, so we had sweeps, sweep. Nothing here I'm really that interested in. Even this, okay, it does have some liquidity above it now, which gives me a bit more hope. Maybe there's a sweep, taps in, but no, I'm not that keen. Small. Okay, did this break any structure? Still all just wick. Interesting. Let's keep playing it out. That could be why. There's some news coming up. What news is that? Okay. Yeah. US inflation rate. So no wonder this is just going to be messing around. Until then, yeah. Okay. I wonder how low that went. Interesting. Equal lows on that. Crazy. So what do we got there? Absolute crap. Realistically, what is this? If you're trading 1 minute time frame, you would have probably got chopped up. Okay, break of structure. Let's have a look. Pretty big area, but we're keen. The only thing is I got to find targets now. It's the only thing. That's a funny thing, actually. Something that I'm trying to get better with as well is my take profits. I think that's something that you don't really learn, you don't really take into account how important having a area where you're fully right and where you want to lock it all in. Because we've all been in trades and we've closed out and then it's kept running another 40, 50 pips in our direction, and we took 6R and it could be 20R, and which sometimes hurts more than taking a loss, which is it's such interesting psychology to learn. We're inside this 4 hour point of interest. Guess there's another one above. Maybe this one here is quite interesting. But yeah, okay, it looks like we've seen too much and we're going to get wrecked on this trade. It's a bit risky. You know, we're only, I guess, like 30 minutes after the news. This pushed, tapped, swept. Looks like we're about to get swept. We'll take the loss though. Fine by me. Mark it up. I guess, yeah, in this case, we could just target the high if there was enough RR in it. Yeah, 4R. Anyway, we took that loss. I bet you we just filled this imbalance, which was just below the equal lows, which is pretty classic. It's one of the things I didn't even notice. It's one of the things I just talked about in the last one. Having these 2 points, that zigzag. We had the one again and then smash through. This is really good to note down, to be honest. Oh, absolutely beautiful. That's so funny. Hope you guys are enjoying this. We're learning lessons. I'm learning lessons. We're noting this down. It's even just more fuel for what I'm talking about in terms of, I don't know, there's probably some Elliott wave people that, you know, you're looking at like impulse up, your 5 waves, correction down, and that's where I'm getting these 2 points of liquidity, you know, on my zigzag move, you know, whatever you want to call it as you will, but it's something I've noticed in the market, which I guess, you know, it can be wave theory or whatever. I just see it as like, yeah, the market building up enough liquidity so the big money can, you know, they want to protect this low and fill their bags enough so they can keep pushing the market in the direction they want it. Obviously, you know, this sat with equal lows here with imbalance below, so this was pretty risky. I was probably a bit ambitious. Should have paid attention to more how it came into it. But this is why we backtest. This is why we take notes, and this is why we do the research to get better and improve every day. So that's really cool to see that in like time. You know, it's going to take me a bit to wrap my head around because it's something you really need to do pay attention to in these situations. I didn't even, you know, this is why we have the imbalances to mark them out and everything like that. But yeah, let's keep moving forward. I rambled on a little bit there, but just got a bit excited about losing, you know. Okay, had a sweep of the lows. Probably going to get a rejection out of here because we had such that sweep. Slight high there. This is an interesting one. You know, did I miss something? So, okay, could this be just a huge... I'm going to leave it. I'm going to leave it for now. But, you know, if you want to be aggressive, which, you know, I can sometimes be in my trading, this is like a really nice area. You got this huge wick swept. You know, even for scalps, up to 50%, you know, it's very high probability, these types of moves, especially in New York. There's like big money pushing this down, so there's going to be big money defending it in some way, but there's big money pushing this up. So you're probably going to like bounce between these two until someone gets their way, essentially. But yeah, let's go. Probably getting a bit too advanced, I guess. It's just when you stare at the charts, not stare at the charts, but being involved in the charts as much as I have over the last year, you start to see this play out. You know, so this could have been probably like a 2R little scalp. Close it out. If this, you know, I would close out these lows because there's no close underneath here. It's obviously being defended. Okay, we're getting into night time. I wonder which way that'll take us. Sideways, maybe down. Let me have a look. Essentially what we got here, so you're not too bored. So current, could I say 15 high? Yeah. And 15 low. So we're waiting for some resolution out of here. There wasn't, you know, technically maybe a little chalk. Maybe we should have gone long, you know, with the hold of this low, the sweep of that and the hold of this. But we do have this bearish point of interest that swept liquidity and created imbalance that still could hold the market down. So, yeah, it's kind of all internal structure for me right now. Interesting. Okay. Classic Asia. Throwing a spanner in the works. We now have, I guess, 15-minute shock. But now we have an internal 15-minute shock. So it gets pretty tricky. We've got this. I could hold. Liquidity. We've already taken the liquidity. We didn't tap into this. Problem is they're just resting liquidity above. No, I wouldn't be that into this. Interesting. Did I miss a perfect opportunity for a long there? After the 15 shock. Yeah, we got a lower high. Okay, not a lower low. Would have been quite aggressive. It's lower than that. I will leave it. I'm going to mark it out there though, just so I'm aware of it when I'm doing my markups at the end. We've now got break of structure here. This was a break of body. Then we got 15 shock straight away. I know part of me thinks we're just going to send it. We go here as the next. Sorry. We got taking out that. How long? Midday. Yeah, let's mark this up. It's a bit tricky in here. This is not very break. Did have a 15 shock. I guess, do we mark up the extreme? Yeah, it's like a weird shock though. I don't know. I think I'd want another shock out of this, to be honest. I'm not convinced by this, to be honest. So let's keep moving on. I'm going long from here. Looking for a bearish shock out of here. And yeah, nothing. Perfect. What do we have here? Lower high, lower low. Might have just missed one there as well. Not on it today, unfortunately, guys. Let me mark it up. Would we even be tagged? I don't think so. Nah, no point in marking up. But you do have this lower high and this lower low. So we did have a consolidation here on the 15. That's what I'm looking for. So the wick is lower than this one. This wick is lower than this one. This is like, for me, in a single candle, that's a single candle pullback. And I will trade those. Yeah, so 25 would have been an epic trade. But I don't think we would have been on the 25. The PI is too big. Yeah, 25 would be. Let's have a look. Is it under 7? 8? No, yeah. Okay, we wouldn't have got it anyway. Sorry for wasting your time, guys. Absolutely smashing it up though, which is super interesting for New York to just go like rocket mode. Oh, with the news as well. Okay, yep, that's red news. Just go rocket mode. We've now got 15 high here. Another break of structure. Very bullish. Very, very bullish. Okay, let's keep running this up. We marked up something above, yeah, there. So I guess, if we're in anything, that's what we're targeting, but we're not, unfortunately. This would have been, sorry, I should have marked it up, but I just pumped that hard. We swept some of this liquidity. Okay, it's not the ideal one, but huge amounts of imbalance there. Absolutely smashing it though. I don't see us coming back to there to keep moving forward. See, it's just coming back to smash through there when we finally come out down. No lower low versus that one, so not valid for me. Okay. The one that swept it, took the high, obviously low time frame, there'll probably be something in it. So we just cover that area. It's going to have to be pretty quick trade. Pretty risky one. But, you're trying to just get into any continuation trade when we're this bullish, to be honest. and see if you can just like catch some of it going up, any pullback type of thing. If you want to trade aggressively, obviously you don't have to. Maybe taking out these highs. Ambitious. Whoa. Okay. Yeah, we would have not been trading with that open. That's classic. Yeah, what was that? Rates decision. I need to pay attention to these little dots because, yeah, obviously in live trading, I'm not going to just be skipping through like that. I'm going to see what's Fed interest rate decision. No way am I going to have a trade open like that. That would have been absolutely devastating. What kind of balance is that? You probably had like, what, 3% slippage, 4% slippage or some crazy stuff. We'll put it in as a loss news. That was my bad, not paying attention. Fridays, Oh, crack up. If that happened in real life trading, I would probably not be impressed. Like I said, expected this to get run. Obviously, the Fed's interest rate decision is a tricky one. What do we have? I guess we've had like a chalk out of a 4 hour. Pretty heavy chalk. We got more red news. I think it just happened. Delete this. What do we have here? Okay, yeah, this is the last thing that swept. And then where the huge money came in. But what did we learn? We've got balance right above it. Let's mark it out so we don't forget it as per usual. I love to forget. Brain loves to ignore what it doesn't want there. So what do we got? Push there, push down, push another one, push down. Then we're in. Yeah, I won't draw the short up until it's actually valid for us, to be honest. Oh, we're in the night time. Huh. This is going to be interesting. What did this run? A tiny bit of liquidity here. Honestly, yeah, there would have been nothing I would have traded in here. Yeah, nothing. So, yeah, there you go. But I will, yeah, sorry, I'm used to having my little indicator on. I'm getting lazy. 15 high. So you can see the range we're in. Nice little sweep. 15 low. After 15 shock, 4 hour POI. Potential for shorts to come down further. This low can also be held. Theoretically. Yeah. Let's wait. Ideally, I want to like some sort of sweep and reclaim, and then we can look for longs. Don't really like this wick low here that was put in, but alas. Do I like that wick low actually? Might be changing my mind. Did sweep liquidity. They've got liquidity here, liquidity building here. Push up. I'm sure it probably looks better on the lower time frame, but we've already tapped into it. But we want something tasty. Actually, don't hate that low. Yeah, nice big sweep of liquidity on New York. A little liquidity here. That's taken out. Okay. What are we on? Maybe London sweeps in. Oh. Let's go just below Asia. Yeah, perfect. Maybe into our bearish. Oh, 11R. Be against that. Yeah, let's try it. If this didn't sweep this liquidity, would have held. And then we would have had like a double bottom here. I'll be more cautious, but because this liquidity, local liquidity has been taken, yeah, I'm pretty keen. Okay. That's crazy. That is tagged, and we're off. I'll write the chalk up here. Also, for me, I would have declared this as a chalk because I know in the low time frame there would have been like a pullback here and then a dump. And chalk for me is like just the last high that led to the low breaking. Obviously, once you break this high, it's even more confirmed. But if I'm already looking to get into a long here, or if I'm looking for confirmation on the lower time frame, it's something I want to go do detail to it on another video. But yeah, just want to explain that slightly. I think I'd have to include all of this because it's a little bit messy. I think this is pretty big. POI. Probably do the same area. We do have this consolidation here. I don't really like it. Huge amounts of balance below. Whoa. Okay. Well, more news. ECB decision rates. Okay. Obviously, if this was coming up, I would have probably, instead of being so ambitious, just gone for like liquidity being taken on Asia. Or I would have ran it up with some like 1 minute time frame, to be honest. I do change the strategy slightly when there's huge news events around, because obviously like I don't want this happening where I'm coming back to almost my entry waiting for news. So if I'm in good amounts of profit, I'll rather lock that in than risk it losing it all. This one, it would have paid off, could have been huge, but it could also have been like this one. So you sort of have to trade the news how you would always trade the news. Okay, cool, could have got 17R, but I think it's definitely, once I'm in profit here and I know news is coming up soon, I'm going to move it up with lower time frame. It's just, I'll try to get some hard and fast rules for you guys around news. I don't trade it. I try to exit any trades before it, especially if I'm in some good profitable trades. If I haven't been tagged in, I remove my limits. But yeah, generally I'll move my stop loss up with the market if I know there's going to be some news coming up soon. So we would have something probably stopped out underneath this low, because that would be in some low time frame market structure. Well, actually, we didn't get tagged into that one. So it would have been that one. This would have been deleted, not filled. Break your structure here. A lot of news this week. I guess second week in a month. Absolutely tearing. I have to zoom out and find out where's next. What's next? Doesn't stop. Absolutely bullish. Not really a lot of. It's from my other backtesting. Anyway, don't mind that. Just, doing some. Going to bring to you a little video about scalping the 1 minute with pretty much the same strategy, just on the low time frames. I think this is really the next one. There is something here as well. Then what else is after that? Something up here. I have to keep drawing them in. Keeps pumping. Wild. No, I just don't see it coming back to there. Just, Okay. We got this, but yeah. Wow. We are just pushing. There's nothing. No, there's nothing I would have been confident in taking on the 15-minute time frame here. Okay, let's zoom out a bit. I guess this is the last 15-minute leg. It's absolutely massive. But let's see. I have, on these extended legs, introduced like this golden zone. How inconvenient, right on where I wanted it. Because sometimes it doesn't come all the way back to the 50, so I put the 45 to the 55. But you don't have to do that. Just keep it as it is. Just something I'm trialing, like to share with you guys. Have we had some sort of I guess we did. No, we haven't. Yeah, we want to close below that level for a chock. But we're not really in any areas of interest. So, I'm not really that keen to go short. Could play out. We just got more sweeps. Yeah. If you wanted to, if you wanted to take a chock on the sweep, you could have, and maybe had a short down to there. I guess as well, this is finally the chock level. This is your, I guess, 8:30. When was this done? 3:30 a.m. Oops. No, we're so bullish. Let's see. I guess we're getting. Sorry for all the silences, guys. My brain must be ticking over. Yeah, so we're on the 2.5. Just do it wherever this tagged in. It's on magnet, so sometimes annoying me, especially when it's so laggy. There's this. It's in the premium zone, but we have to think we're in Asia session, so potentially we come down and London smash this back up. So we want to be conservative. Yeah. Look at that. Yeah. That was straight on Frankfurt or what? Yeah. That's another thing to be aware of. 8 a.m. Frankfurt Open in Germany. You can sometimes get some pretty good volatility there. We'll claim that loss anyway. It's not something I probably would take in real life trading with Frankfurt Open coming up. But alas, we'll just put it in there anyway. What a range. Absolutely ugly. So I should have marked it up, 15-minute break of structure. Then London took the lows. I guess on low time frame, after you see this, you could look for some sort of 1 minute chock in here if you're comfortable on the low time frame. If not, just wait. But you probably would have had some sort of 1 minute chock and then a small 1 minute POI here where this is tapped into and moved off. It's sort of the London sweep strategy that I'm working on as well for the low time frames. That's what I'm messing around with the scalping down there because with the order blocks, because it happens so fast, you don't often get like a 15-minute chock straight away, especially in this instance. So it's definitely some low time frame, but you have to be comfortable in those low time frames because it can be a lot of noise. Okay. Yes, we had like a 15-minute break of structure. What do we got? Michigan sentiment. This is our low. I can imagine that's going to get smashed when this news happens. I don't see it holding. I guess we have. Pause. It's too late now. And with this news coming up, I don't think I would have taken it, but it did play out. There was like a 15-minute chock here. If you didn't notice, I should have pulled it across earlier. We had tagged into this 4-hour point of interest, 15-minute chock. Bang in. You trade this down into the discount zone. Yeah, so we would have tagged in on the news. It's tricky on the news because I don't trade it. Sorry about that. It's what do I want to say? Can be a bit annoying when there's some weeks with so much news, and like some of your setups still play out. There was some guy in the group talking about that he has a broker that has like it costs a bit more, but he has guaranteed stop loss, so he still trades in news, meaning that like there's no slippage. You get sold out at what your stop loss is at, which is like super handy. Because problem with these prop firms, I do love them in terms of you're not trading with your own money, so there's like very low risk. But sometimes in these news events, there can be like crazy slippage that's just not worth dealing with. And so like some of the first weeks of the month are like super hard to trade for that. Because this would be a perfect entry, absolutely spot on. But I need to do a bit of study on the highest impact ones. But it is a bit weird. Sometimes, you would think it's going to be low impact or nothing at all, and then the market just absolutely smashes up or down, and you didn't expect it. And then it's like ones like this when you're like, okay, sentiment usually has pretty big impact, but this wasn't really that much. So taking that low now. Still happy with this. Probably getting too late. We're coming in the weekend. It's Friday night. Yeah, I wouldn't be taking any trades to hold over the weekend, so pretty much just ended out there. Okay. No worries. That week was so bullish, very impulsive. That's sort of why I've been playing around on the 1 minute time frame for certain things, which I will share with you guys, of course, but I want to share with you once I have the data. I'm going to go back over the week here, mark up the wins and losses and the percents gained and everything like that. And I'll come back with a video just with the data and going over each of the trades once again. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this. Stick around and I'll be back in a second. What a crazy week. 9 red news events, at least. Like red enough for them to be shown on TradingView, which means they're very high impact generally. Still managed to be profitable, 19R. I cleared 3 losses, but we would have... sorry about that noise. There's just alerts going on. This as well, pretty cool. Like how bullish were we? Like if you're interested in, if you have the mindset and just like to swing trade, and we've just come from a huge daily pullback from daily demand, and we're targeting the highs, and you're happy to just like let something run. We're uptrend. Look, this first one, what we got, our first 15-minute chock. I know from here. Okay, let's say if you're riding up for your chock, okay, we had a 15-minute chock, 20R, and then this one was insane. The news event happened. We didn't even come back close. We could have even, what I sort of want to experiment with is moving my stop into profit potentially as well, depending on how close it is. This is pretty close. But, if you have that type of broker that you get guaranteed stop losses or very low spreads, and you're happy to hold through that, look at this. Is at peak, up at this, 37R. Insane, in 24 hours pretty much. That was from London Open to, London Open, 37R. It's insanity. So even with these moderate targets, 19R, 19%, if you're doing 0.5%, which I'm starting to do now, that's still 8% in a week, where you pretty much just had 2 winners in a week where, had 9 huge red news events. I think that just says a lot about the strategy that, even in such volatile periods, if you follow it strict enough, the potential is there to be profitable almost every week. I don't say every week because I haven't backtested every week. I'm backtesting as much as I can, and I haven't had an unprofitable week. If you do trade Asian session, I don't think you had any trades. It's very, very tricky in these big news weeks. Asia doesn't do much. We did have some sort of a run up here, but it wasn't much here. You're pretty much sideways. It's pretty much sideways as well. You'd have to be more scalping Asia in these sorts of weeks, but yeah, hope you enjoyed that, guys. It was back to sort of like my normal back testing. This was reviewing last week pretty much, actually. I didn't even realize. It's so crazy. The weeks are just flying by. But yeah, not much else to say. Tune in. I'm going to be doing my weekly updates, weekly reviews. I want to start doing some daily lives as well. If you let me know in the comments if you're interested in that. Let me know in the comments if you have any other pairs you want me to backtest this strategy on. I'm starting to backtest it myself on USD, Swiss franc, and Australia. USD is the main ones I'm looking at right now because I like the way they move. But yeah, that's everything for today, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Don't forget to obviously like, subscribe, and share this on to any of your trader friends. What a crazy week. 9